Hi guys, and welcome to your science lesson with Miss Kristensen today. Today in science, our objective is to observe how weather can change from day to day and over seasons. So the first thing we're going to do is review the types of weather that we know. So the types of weather we've learned so far are sunny, cloudy, and foggy. Now these three types of weather all describe how the sky looks. Is the sky clear, or is it full of clouds, or is it sunny, or even when the clouds are down low in front of our eyes, that's called foggy. So the next part of weather I want to remind you about is rainy and snowy. Now, rainy and snowy are the types of weather when water falls from the sky, either as a liquid or as a solid. The next type of weather is windy. Now, windy describes a different kind of weather. Windy describes when the air around us is moving. And you can tell when it's windy when your hair blows around or the trees are blowing and you can actually see things moving in the wind. So those are all of the types of weather that we have learned about. The next part of weather that we focus on is temperature. So I'm actually going to flip this over. And we're going to talk about temperatures. Temperatures can be on a scale from hot to cold. But we don't just say hot and cold. We might say very hot, or we might say warm, or we might say it's cool out. Or we might say it's cold out, or sometimes we might even say it's freezing out. And so those are the different kinds of temperatures that could be outside. So even though it might be sunny and rainy or cloudy and rainy, it still might be hot or cold. So those things can happen at the same time. The most important thing to remember about the weather is that it's always changing. It changes over seasons, and it changes day to day, and it can even change in the same day. It can be rainy one part of the day and sunny later on in the day. Now I want you to think of some activities that you might do during a rainy day. Tell the adult that's with you an activity you might do on a rainy day. Awesome. Now, tell the adult next to you an activity you might do on a sunshiny day. Now tell the adult there with you an activity you might do if it was snowing outside. Now let's go over our 4 seasons. So the 4 seasons we've learned about are spring, we've learned about summer, we've learned about winter, and we've learned about fall. Now these seasons go on in a repeating pattern, and the weather patterns can change based on what season we're in. Let's review the types of weather we've learned about so far. We've learned about sunny weather, we've learned about snowy weather, we've learned about rainy weather, we've learned about cloudy weather, and windy weather. Some tools you might use to measure the weather are a thermometer, which tells us the temperature outside, if it's hot or if it's cold. Or a windsock. A windsock, like the one you see in this picture, can help tell the direction of where the wind is blowing. Our seasons are a repeating pattern. That means it keeps on going forever. We start off with spring, then we go to summer, then fall, then winter, and it keeps on going. Here is an activity you can do this week to observe the weather. Each day, observe and ask questions about the weather. What does the sky look like? What does it feel like? What does the weatherman say? Number 2, make a chart to record. I'm going to be posting these on the Google folder for your parents to access and print for you. But if you don't have access to a printer, you can always draw this on your own paper or have an adult help you. You're going to draw a graph for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then you're going to have symbols for each type of weather. Glue the symbols on the days according to what the weather was like. Then use your chart to describe the weather for that week. Then you can repeat this activity and track the weather for more weeks. Our objective in science this week was to describe how weather changes from day to day and over seasons. After you chart the weather throughout the week and you have a nice graph finished, your parents can take a picture and send it to your teacher. We'd love to see the work you're doing as a scientist. Thanks for watching your weekly science lesson with Ms. Kristensen.